Welcome back, subscribers. As you can see, went back to West Virginia, brought some motorcycles and dirt bikes, and got to ride around in the mountains again. And wanted to share with you some of my thoughts, because while you're riding, you got a lot of time to think. And some people wish I would ride more often. Actually, they just wish I would think more often. Anyways, beautiful scenery, and I got to videotape some of it. This is from Trevor's bike. Some of it, a lot of it, I had a GoPro on my helmet, and the helmet got jostled, and I ended up videotaping my visor of my helmet most of the time, but I did get a little bit of video to add. Anyways, you're riding along, enjoying the scenery and beautiful mountains, beautiful weather, and thinking how nice this is. I'd love to move here and do this all the time and enjoy my life. And I'm thinking, what is the real source of happiness? Because you can really enjoy this, but you got to go back to real life. It feels like all my troubles are 1,000 miles away while you're riding. Well, okay, so they're like 400 miles away or whatever it is. But anyways, it's like you got to go back to real life sometime. And you can't always just have good times. Real life isn't that way. In fact, if you expect everything's always going to work out how you think it's going to, I think you're going to end up pretty upset, because as far as I've seen in life, nothing's worked out how I thought it was going to. But anyways, so what is the real way to enjoy life? You got to learn how to cope with troubles and things that don't go as planned. So I think our source of happiness doesn't come from doing stuff like this. Yes, it's enjoyable. Yes, it's good. And yes, it's nice to have a break. And I sure love doing it. But this is not my source of happiness. Anyways, it was really beautiful scenery. We had nice weather, nice evenings. And even the northern lights came out, and we got to see them. They were a lot more vivid in the mountains than I have ever seen. Maybe they were vivid for everyone, everywhere, but that was the best I'd ever seen. We're talking along, sitting around a fire, and all of a sudden, hey, the sky is red. What is going on? And it was pretty neat. So anyway, we're riding. We got to take dirt bikes and road bikes, and I love riding the roads. Nice comfy seat, beautiful scenery. But I also love riding trails, because you come across challenges. You get to see nature. We've seen bear, we've seen deer, tons of deer, all kinds of things. And you get to go enjoy the scenery and the weather and everything out in nature. And when you're on a dirt bike, if you're tired of riding on a trail and you want to do something easy, you go up on the road. And I was thinking, riding dirt bike is a little bit like life, because when you want to go somewhere, like some of these trails are pretty extreme, and you got to make it through. You got to make the hill climb, or you got to go through the rocky area in order to get to the easy area where the nice flat trails are, which is here. You can see we did meet Tony. We went and rode over to Bald Knob, and then we went, which is by Tony's, and we rode around Bald Knob area. We rode around some Hatfield McCoy, and we rode around some outlaw trails by Tony's house. And then we ended up at his house eating some venison burgers and venison bacon, which I highly recommend if you ever get a chance. But so we did some riding that took us out to hill climbs, and you're in the woods, and sometimes You ain't getting out of this valley until you can make it up the hill. And I hate hill climbs, to be honest with you. And we did a section of single track that was pretty intense, but there was no way I was going to be a coward and go back. But to make it up that hill was a real challenge. And I think that's the way life is. You got challenges in front of you, and you got to make them up, or you're not going to have the enjoyable times. And I was thinking, if we always had just easy times, it becomes less and less enjoyable. And I've talked about this before, but the hard times make you stronger, make you healthier. They keep you going. So you got to do the hard times too. Our happiness will be less and less if all we did was easy times. You get used to it and you want more easy times until you're never satisfied. So that's what I was thinking about while riding. But I also did find out too, there is some shortcuts, because like this hill climb right here, lots of loose rock with some really big boulders mixed in. You climb on a dirt bike, as Tyler tried, and hit a big rock, flipped himself around and came back down the hill. Well, you can just go around and go up the easy side. So I'm a coward and I went up the easy side. But I do think I better learn how to take the challenges, because life isn't always giving you two options. And once you get there, you can see for miles. You guys probably are tired of these pictures. I think I've posted them before, but it's beautiful. You can see, I think, at least a couple states from up there. Anyway, we rode up to another place called High Rock. Trevor hit a rock, laid his bike over, his shifter punched his side case and cracked it pretty good. So we had to coast him back down the mountain and go get some JB Weld and repair his case, which actually did work. But life doesn't always go how you planned. You gotta meet the challenges, and they're good for you. So that's what I was thinking about while we're out enjoying riding. Anyway, we had some fun exploring, looking at scenery, and being challenged. And that's the way life is. You got good times, and you got some pretty tough times, like the time we met the guy. We rode out a road, came to a dead end, and the local, with his colorful language, blocked us off and wouldn't let us through. We came to some downed trees on the trail. We had to find creative ways to get around and eventually quit. As you can see, even the power lines were knocked down from that storm when Helene came through. Anyway, good times.